Melanin Matters, honoring Black bodies through contrology. We hold safe wellness spaces where Black bodies can freely breathe, move, and thrive. We're on a mission to globally impact the Pilates industry while shifting the narrative of what Black wellness looks like. Because wellness is a right for all, not a privilege for the few. Melanin Matters is on the move today at Dee's Fit to Run Center. And as you know, I prefer for my guests to introduce themselves, so I will allow Deana to introduce herself.
So I am Deana Patterson. I am founder of Dee's Fit to Run, and I just moved into our center February of this year. So what I focus on is being healthy. I want you to take one step at a time until you can either complete a 5K or a marathon or wherever you want to be at in your fitness goals. And I am here to help you get there.
All right. So what we're talking about today, we're talking about walking into your best life, your healthiest life. Literally walking into that. A lot of times people don't give walking the credit that it deserves, but it is actually one of the most powerful things you can do in terms of exercise. It is really accessible because you just need to walk, or at least have mobility, or even if it's limited mobility, just enough to be able to put one foot in front of the other, like Deana said. So you can start slow. It's your pace, and you can speed it up. And there are a lot of creative ways, like adding resistance, going with like a switchback. I'm a hiker. So if you were on a trail and you were doing a switchback, you can add those sorts of things. You can walk backwards. That challenges your balance in a different way. And so we're just going to talk about how creative can you get in terms of using walking as a form or as the major form of your wellness along your fitness journey to get you to move into something else. Now, I love walking, so I'm going to walk, pretty much. If it's not 7 days, it's 6 days, in a week, I'm actually out walking. So, Deana, can you tell us how you got here? Not physically, but what made you say, I want to use walking to be able to help other people to get to their healthier self?
Gotcha. Well, it started out back in 2010, really, probably a little bit before that. If you go on my site, deesfittorun.org, and you look, it started out with my mom having breast cancer. And at that time, I was 200 pounds and just going through the stress of trying to get her to where she needed to be. And then by the time that she passed, I had promised her in my mind that maybe God would cure her if I did 3 of these marathons. And I fasted and I did all that. And by the time I got through the second one, she had already passed. And right before that, she always said, well, why are you doing this? And I'm like, one, she wasn't ever a heavy lady, but it was like, we didn't really focus on health and fitness and eating right. We ate, but back then, what you got the government cheese. That's what we had, right? So, and it was the best cheese actually. But so we didn't really focus. We had homemade food, but never really focused on health and wellness. So I start researching and figuring out what can I do. And as I was exercising for the marathon, I just started walking, and then people would be like, "Oh, can I join you?" And then so we would just walk together. They didn't want to do a marathon, but they just wanted to help me so I wouldn't walk by myself. And as you start walking, you start losing weight. So then you start having more energy, and people start looking at you, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And if I say I'm just walking, and then they would have every excuse, because that's why we came up with Dee's Fit to Run. We're fit to run, but we prefer to walk.
Listen, repeat that.
Dee's Fit to Run is you're fit to run, but you prefer to walk. Because every time I used to tell people, they'd be like, I don't walk. And I'm like, good, we don't either. Or I don't run. And I'm like, good, we don't either. We walk. And then I tell people, well, what I want you to challenge yourself on is when you're watching TV, because you're a couch person. When that commercial comes on, I need you to get up and walk in place and time yourself. Because if you do that, you'll find yourself walking 1 minute, 2 minutes, and then you will slowly get in the mood that maybe you're walking while you're watching the whole TV show. Nice. So that's what we started doing. Then we would just do little things like we would travel. So I figured people like to travel. So I would find one place that had like 3 different races. Like you have a race that has a 5K, 10K, a 15K, half marathon. Because at that point we were doing half marathons. But I wanted to include other people. So I'd find some that had 5Ks. And that's how we did it. And the beauty of it is, and people always say, how did it get started? I fund this all by myself. Like, I'm looking for grants. I'm looking for people to help sponsor. But the passion is real. I want people to get it, that in my day job as a pharmaceutical rep, I used to sell blood pressure meds. Ooh. So I know how it is. Blood pressure is a silent killer, and people don't understand it. And a lot of that has to do with weight, what you're eating, and then that hypertension can develop into diabetes. It's so much stuff that people don't know. So then I have speakers come in and educate you on what to eat. That my whole thing is, don't give up everything that you love, because then you'll never want to do it.
Right.
Do a balance. And if you're walking and then you balance it, you'll start seeing a difference and a change. And that's what I want people to get. One step at a time, one day at a time.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So like I said, I do prefer walking, and the whole part about being fit to run, I do walk enough. I walk fast enough. I walk consistent enough that if I had to run, I would get away. Like, yes. I'm confident, in that. Mm-hmm. But my choice is to walk, and it's psychological for me because I can actually walk faster than some people can run.
Yes.
And so I know it's psychological, but it's something about that running. If you tell me I got to run somewhere, and it even feels different in my body. And I'm like, why is this so hard? Like, this shouldn't be that hard. But if I'm running slower than I'm walking. And so then in my mind, I'm like, you know what? Just keep walking. If you can do this. And the other part I like about walking is I don't have that same impact on my joints.
Correct.
So I'm able to preserve because these joints ain't new. These joints ain't new at all. Mm-hmm. So I want to be able to do that and to prolong my ability to continue, to walk. And I just think, and I don't know. Like I said, I don't identify as a runner, but I am out in them streets. I'm out in them streets, but I'm walking. I'm walking in the streets, and or on the trails. But I just enjoy being able to take in everything around me when I'm walking. I don't enjoy it the same way when I'm running. I don't. I'd be trying to breathe. I'd be trying to make it, like you said, literally one foot, in front of the other. But you did say something that I wanted to go back to in terms of just the way that we have been raised. We was raised in Black families. I'm just saying, we was raised in Black families, and those traditional things, some of the things were done because that's what it had to be. It Correct. Just had to be that way, and our parents made the best out of it. But it was normalized that we ate this because this is what was presented to us. And it was only presented in one form.
Correct.
Not that you don't have to put that big old thick slice of cheese. Like, you can cut it down, or you can go half. Like, those were not the options. And then we were also raised to eat everything on your plate.
Correct.
And that was like, I ain't blaming our parents because they did, because food was one of those things that we know colonizers used to punish us. It wasn't to reward us. It was to, like, let me take this away. Yeah. So when we had the opportunity, it was like, okay, you have an opportunity to eat, so you better eat it all, right? So we know where it came from. We know where it came from. But it also instilled in us culturally gluttony, basically. Yes. Just eat everything or feel bad about it and not wanting to waste it. So like when my kids were small, and I did get criticized, by some family members, like, well, why do you keep giving them 2 or 3 spoonfuls? Because I want to make sure that they want it. Right? I'm not just going to put it all on there, and now you got food that's going to end up being wasted, or as the parent, what you going to do? You're going to eat it.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So then you end up eating all the stuff that the kids don't eat. So I'm doing just a few spoonfuls, and if they really wanted it, then they would ask for some more. And then I was okay with that, right? So it wasn't like eat every single thing that's on your plate, because I don't want you wasting anything. Yeah. And one of my uncles, he's no longer with us, rest his soul, but he would say, if I put it on your plate, you're gonna eat it, so don't ask for it. Like, I don't want it.
And that's what I did.
Like, even if you want to taste, like if you want to, I don't even want to taste it. I'm good. You can keep it. Eat. So I wasn't even curious around him, because if he put it on your plate, you gonna eat it. It's like, I'm not. You said you did the same thing?
I did what my mother told us to do. Yeah. So I fixed her plate, and that's what she ate.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. But I learned portion control back when I had my daughter, so it was different. But whatever I put on the plate, I expected her to eat, though. I get it.
Yeah. So when you, or how do people come to D's Fit to Run? Like, are you like searching for people, or do people find you, and then when they get to you, how do they become a part of D's Fit to Run?
So both.
Okay.
Some search me out and they find me on Instagram because it's on Instagram, Facebook, D's Fit to Run. I'm on every platform when it comes to that. But when I have, like we just did the hot chocolate race. So we have a group and I can secure 100 spots. And so I call it the D's Fit to Run Friends and Family Group. And so that's so that you can bring, like, say you walked all the time with us, your husband didn't walk. This is the time for you to bring your husband and your kids, and they enjoy the hot chocolate race. So you don't have to go and pick up your packet. I do all of that for you. You come here and get your packet.
Okay.
So we do that. And then after the race, I host a brunch. And so a lot of people join after that when they say, oh, you paid for the brunch, you did all this, what is this? And then when I start telling them we have nutritional events, we have wellness events, and everybody wants to be a part of it. So we kind of do that. So once you do that and you become a committed member, the only thing I require is that you have to help us fundraise at our annual conference. And that means be responsible for a table.
Okay.
And a table is 6 people in it, and the tickets are normally $100. So it's really a $600 commitment. But all of that helps us fund the conference, but it also helps us fund a lot of the activities. So either it can be free or $10. It won't be a whole lot because I'm not trying to do a lot. I want people to come in and get the knowledge and not say I can't afford it. I don't want the price to be the issue. I want them to come in. But if we get funding for it, then it's a lot of community stuff that we can do. Okay,
that's good stuff. So you talked about your conference. So what sorts of things happen at your conference?
So the conference is amazing every year. And I'm not just saying that. It's called Fresh. So
she's right.
It's called Fresh. It's financial, relationship, exercise, spirituality, happiness, and health. And so I have a speaker for each category. And it's amazing. Like the last one we had Laura Lee Thomas. She's a nurse practitioner, and she actually talked about hormone balancing and what to do and how to do it. And it's not just for women, it's for men too. So we had people in the audience that really connected with her and really is going to sign in on her program. And any speaker that I bring, I always test them out on me first to make sure I'm bringing legitimate stuff to the people. Nobody's trying to get over. I want to make sure they're okay.
Okay.
And then we had a guy, Earl Sewell, and he actually was diagnosed with diabetes and cured himself. Like he lost like almost 100 pounds, I think. And he's a total vegan now. And so, but he does it. He's like hardcore and that's okay. Cause when you first start off, like what people don't know, when you go back and look at my history, you'll see I used to be 200 pounds. At one point you got to go so hardcore because you don't want anybody in your way to say, oh, you can have this piece of chicken. You can have this piece of cake. You need the willpower to be able to say no. So he's in his journey where he's hardcore. Like he brought all of his stuff to eat at my conference, even though I have like grilled chicken, I have vegetables, I still do it, and I give them the little dessert because I believe in balance. But I still had good stuff for them to eat. So I had him, and then God blessed me with connecting with Roy McElroy, the NFL player, absolutely amazing. So we had those 3 speakers here, and then I did a little get to know people and networking to get a better understanding of why you do things what you do workshop, which was really, really good. So if you're going to do it next year, it's going to be our 10th year anniversary. So we're going to do it something a little bit different.
Good stuff, right? Good stuff next year.
Just finalized the contract at the Wardrobe. So we're going to have a gala during the week on a Thursday. Ooh. I think that's June 12th. And then the actual conference will be June 14th.
Good stuff. Y'all hear that? Repeat that. Yes. That's good stuff.
So next year is the 10th year anniversary for the Fresh Conference. June 12th, which is a Thursday, we will have the gala, which will be at the Wardrobe. We just finalized that contract. I'll send out more information for that. And then Saturday, June 14th, will be the actual conference. And so because we have our own center now, we usually have at the other events that we have like 100 people, but it was more intimate this year with 60 that I want to keep it that way. So once we get to 60, we're capped out, we sold out. I don't want it to be bigger than that because I really want people to connect with the speakers and get something out of it. Because these speakers normally speak either for free or really discounted for me. So they're giving back of their time. So utilize that.
Good stuff. All right. So let's talk about roses and thorns. So with D's Fit to Run, so get your, your clients or your people, you call them community clients? Members, okay. So with your members in mind, what would be a rose moment or moments that make you smile or make your heart smile? Like those are the moments that you say, and then what are the thorn moments with the members?
The rose moment is when we all get together. So at the very first conference, we have the same lady that does prayer. Her name is Gloria Roberts. She's absolutely amazing. So we actually have a monthly prayer line that we do every month. And we give it out. It's a Zoom. And it's amazing just to see the ladies get together and we pray for each other and we lift each other up and we help each other. So that is the time where I don't want to say tell your business, but you do, because that is the circle of trust. Right. And we're praying for you to make whatever God wants his will to be done. And we go from that. So that is a rose moment, because just seeing everybody and seeing the testimonies that things really happen with that prayer line. And the thorns, I'd have to say, sometimes when they just don't trust. Like we just had, we did a fundraiser we did the popcorn fundraiser. And I brought it to them and I said, hey guys, we need to try and figure out something, because they're not salespeople. So my background, I'm in sales. So I get it that everybody can't sell. Right. But quit saying what you can't do and try it. And that's why I challenged them, because they were like, no. And one girl sold like $1,000 worth. And she was like shocked, like, oh my God. The popcorn is all you had to do is send out an email, send out a text message, send out a reminder. That was it. And it was 4 D's Fit to Run. You already wrote it up. So it was like a thorn, like people are not trusting yet. But then it was a rose, because they were like, oh my God. And the popcorn place only gave you 4 days to sell.
That's fast though, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then another lady who just did 2 days, because she got so busy, she raised over $500. So it's just like, don't say you can't. And then like, let's do another one. No, we're not doing it back to back because it was fun. Yeah. So that's the challenge. Anybody, I'd say, don't think of anything as a thorn. Like, think of how you can make it a positive impact. And that's what taught them that. Quit saying what we can't do. Let's say what we can try to do.
Good stuff. So for me, my rose moments, and for those of y'all who don't know, I am a Pilates teacher. So rose moments for me is when I have someone who was challenged by an exercise. And when they do it, and did the whole thing and looked like, well, did I really do that? Like Urkel, did I do that? Right. That's like when they light up, because it, like you said, it has been this challenge for so long that they're like, no, I'm not going to be able to do this. And then just listen to the cues. And just like you said, don't restrict yourself because of your mind. Listen to the cues. So for me, I'm asking you to listen to my cues. If you listen to my cues and then you plug your body into what your mind is hearing, right? Your mind, your ears have to hear it, then your mind has to process it. Plug your body into that, right? As opposed to saying that this is so hard, right? Right. So those are rose moments for me. Now my thorn moments is not just a person saying that this is challenging, but when people stop. Like, that was just so hard. I came to one of your classes and it was just so hard. Well, yeah, if there are certain results that you're looking for, you gotta work. Like, you have to put in the work. Like, what are you expecting from not doing the work? But then you also get bragging rights, right? You for life, like, wait a minute, I was able to do this. And, and in continuation of that thorn moment, people getting so far away from it. Like, you were doing very well, like you did so well, and life starts lifing, and then you pull back, and then you put yourself on the back burner. Like that's just for me in general with people, but specifically with Black people, and even more specifically with Black women. Like, we just go so far back to the back burner. And so, well, you already know, that's a part of what's in me to make sure that I create these safe wellness spaces, and it's not just a tagline, or a logo, a tagline or a motto, that, I'm holding safe wellness spaces where Black bodies can freely breathe, move, and thrive. I mean that, right? I want Black people, specifically Black women, to be able to come into my spaces and say, oh, I belong here. Like, I don't have to fight, to be here. And then that's where we got started. Well, Dee is also a part of the Pilates posse. So she's on this movement with us, but we are here at her facility today. So we want to highlight Dee's Fit to Run. But what I do is I have created a whole community of people who would have otherwise not have been doing Pilates because they didn't see anybody who looked like them, or they went and didn't feel welcome and they just left it alone. And so they're like, well, when I see her, like, well, she look like she might be okay. Like, I think I'm gonna try her class. And I do. Well, you've had experiences, in my class more than, like how many times, a million times. But yeah, but you know the experiences that you've had, and the experiences that people have. And I just, I appreciate you for what you do in terms of getting people to get off the couch. Right, because that's a big one, to get people to actually get off the couch and say, I'm going to get up, I'm going to move, I'm going to go out, I'm going to walk, and literally put that one foot in front of the other to make steps to make me a healthier person. So that's like in itself, on miracle status, seriously, because some people's like, nah, I'm gonna sit here and binge watch whatever the show is. I don't know, what I mean, I've been thinking that's amazing. Like when people can binge watch stuff, I think it's amazing. I think it's amazing. Yeah. But the idea to say, okay, well, on the commercials, like you can binge watch. So if you spend 6 hours watching something, that's like 30 minutes, Yeah. Or if you put 10 minutes in between them 6 hours, you got a whole hour that you have actually gotten some exercise in your life. You put an entire hour in, and people won't even realize that. Like you have exercised like for an entire hour. Yeah. So that is some good stuff. But you just made a big announcement, and I want you to share it with the Melanin Matters community. What's going on? What's going on, gal? What's going on?
So it took me 8 years to come out with a product. And one thing I want to tell people is if you have an ideal, please, please, please just stick with it. As much as you can, stick with it because it will happen. So I just announced my new product line that came out. It's called Swaggings, Sweat and Leggings. So what it is, I have the leggings on right now. It connects to a waist trainer. So I can wear the leggings all the time because what I do is when I unsnap it, if I have the waist trainer on, I take the waist trainer off, I unsnap it, I flip my pants over, and it holds in my stomach a little bit. That's the whole purpose of that. And I can wear them, and they're long enough, if you can see. The pet peeve of mine was when I was looking for waist trainers and leggings back when I was 200 pounds. One, back then, pockets didn't exist on the pants. Now they do. 8 years later, you can get a lot of leggings with pockets. So in my mind, I needed pockets, so I got 2 pockets each on one side, and I needed them long enough for a tall person or either a person, right, like that. So, because you'll get some that's not, and it's hard to find some like that.
Right.
So, and then especially with people, when I first designed them, I had a bigger stomach, right? So mine was always short because I'd have to pull it over my stomach, which my daughter used to always have a fit like, why do you do that? Because some people, if you have that big stomach, for me, I was very uncomfortable with it. Some people are comfortable. I was very uncomfortable. So I wanted something that would pressure it and hold it where I wouldn't have to worry about or have it roll down, down the road, because that happens. But if you have them right and custom right. So when people ask me what's the sizes, it's different because when I realized that I am my customer, I went off of my body type. Okay. And then I went up from, I was a large, and then I went down to the medium and then size it up from there. So once China, which they have not released my size chart yet, once I know that, then you go from there. But I am launching here at Dee's Fit to Run Center, which is 4747 Lincoln Mall Drive, Suite 500 in Matson, Illinois, 60443. We'll be here November 30th from 12 to 4. If you go into swaggings.com, you'd be able to see everything, but you can pre-order. But if not, you can come in and try them on, make sure that they fit, and then purchase them.
Okay. So we're going to take a break really quick, and Dee's going to show you the product.
So this is the actual waist trainer. And what I love about it is because I wanted to have it where you would get a lot out of it. So when you look at the very first layer, it has 6 different bralettes, is what I call it, for you to hook. So that helps you move it along the line. So say for instance, this is a medium. Say for instance, I could fit a medium and it's all the way at the last hook. That's not gonna do me any good because I don't have any room to lose weight to move it over.
Okay.
So you wanna have it where at least it's at the first hook or the second hook. That's why I say you gotta come in and try it on. Cause I did the large the other day and I went live and showed everybody. And the large to me is on the last hook. So I need to go to a medium, even though a medium is slightly uncomfortable, and I get maybe to that second hook. It's okay because I'm going to slowly, as I lose my weight,
I got it.
then it's going to move up. So say we have that. So once you get that part, then I wanted to secure a little bit more because this covers this. So you get the second layer, right? So that holds this in place. And then I came around with the third layer just to make sure that you're holding everything in place. And then that's where the swagging comes in.
That's triple security.
Exactly. So it's really, really good. It's got a little bone ends on the back. They don't they're so flimsy because I didn't want it to be like that hardcore one where it stick you and all that. So I told them it had to be a flexible one. So that's what it is. But the beauty of this is, so it snaps onto the pants. So the pants are set up like this, and you see the snaps. So remember when I told you you can flip it over?
Oh, that waist is really high.
Yes.
So it like comes up here?
No. So it looks like it. So let me show you. So the ones I have on now. So I have them on. So if I were to unsnap them, because now I'm wearing them as the leggings. So I unsnap it.
That's cute.
Right. And so some people, when they have the waist trainer on, they don't really want to have it on their body.
Okay.
Right? So now you'll have a covering over the body.
Gotcha.
And then you'll put it on. But if you do want it on your skin, you just kind of put it down like this, and it'll still be okay, and it'll be on your skin.
Gotcha.
But I did that on purpose so that when you're not wearing it, now you just flip it over. But the waist trainer will snap on to you. It'll snap here, here, and here. It's 4 different snaps. So it snaps on and goes over. This is a medium, so it'll be...
So let me ask you this.
What's that?
So you got to plan how much water you drinking? Because if you snapped in.
Right. So that happened. That actually happened to me when I was doing the large, and I was like, oh my God, how do I pull this down? So I was pulling. So this is gonna take me a minute to get into the medium.
Okay.
That's why I went to the large, because the large.
I was just checking for y'all.
It does. But so what you end up doing is you'd unsnap it, and then you just have to pull your pants down like that and use the washroom.
Okay.
Because if you get the one that's going to give you a challenge, is what I'm going to say, then you'll have a hard time. But if you don't, and you get the one that's pretty much like a posture one, because this will make you sit up. Like you see how I'm sitting up now?
Okay.
I've been wearing it since I've gotten it, and I got it a couple of weeks ago. So I'll wear it like an hour a day, but it makes me sit up because I used to sit like this.
Okay.
So it does help you with your posture. I don't recommend that you wear it every day, all day. That's not what I'm saying. I would prefer you to wear this when you're exercising, so it can help you, one, with your posture and help you, sweat, because it is made out of the material on the inside that will help you sweat that. But then you can wear your leggings anytime. And that's the whole purpose of that, to make it where it's a set, and then you can take it off, and then you just flip it over, and you wear the leggings. And if it's like that, you got 2 pockets. It's
so I have long legs, y'all. So here we go.
So this is the medium.
Ooh.
Right. You see what I'm saying? Exactly.
Wait, I can't. Wait. Look at me balance on one leg. Let me balance on one leg. Can you all see this? I don't know if you can see the bottom. Yes, honey. Hunty. But look here. She sold me at Pockets. Yes. Oh, wait. This is nice.
Yeah, so I love, and I had to get the right material. So people are, and so you talk about the cost. The cost is not going to be your average cost leggings and waist trainer because of what all I put into this. Girl. And it had to be quality. We went through so much material.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. And the pocket embroidered on it.
Yeah.
So it took a lot to go this. So go on the site and check it out.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Because you know why? No, but seriously, but the reason why for that, because if you go in your mind with a certain price in mind, you don't understand, like Deana is saying, like you don't understand the labor that has gone into it or the quality of it. And it is a little difficult to tell when something is online, like what it feels like or what, something may look like, when you actually lay your eyes on it. Go into something, especially something new, and look at it as an investment. When you're talking about this is a product, this is not just something that you just slip on or you throw in your bag, like that staple item you should have. I'm just saying, when you go traveling, always have a pair of black leggings. I don't know why, but you should just have a pair of black leggings because you can dress them up or down.
That's true.
But that's not what that is. So this is going to be an investment in your health and in your wellness. So go into it with that mindset. And if the dollar amount is something that will have you to hesitate, just as we were discussing earlier, put it on your wish list, right? Put it on your wish list, or that this is what I'm going to treat myself to, right? A lot of times we treat ourselves to meals that really don't treat our bodies well.
True.
But if you think about, okay, well, if I was going to spend $100, on this meal, if I spend that same $100, and that's not what we are identifying that that's what the price is, but just if you say, if I spend the same $100 on whether it's a pair of shoes or whether it's a jacket or whatever, what is it going to give me back? Like, what is going to be my return on my investment? If you look at it like that, it's an investment in your wellness. So yes, go to the website, sweggings.com. Sweggings.com. That's SWEAGGINGS. The GS, right? So sweggings.com. And go and look. Now, if you are in the Chicagoland area, of course, you can always come by, Dee's Fit to Run. Well, you have to message her first, but message her. And if you are in the Chicagoland area, November 30th, then you can come by and you can actually see the product. Also, follow her on all social media outlets. You're going to see the videos popping up of people who are actually like real people who are either wearing them or testing them out or seeing them for the first time. And if you're following me, I'm going to do my whole video because she sold me in pockets. I'm just saying, there's some pockets on the pants because, especially as a teacher, I'd be putting all kind of stuff, in my pockets to make sure that I can keep up with that stuff. But that's nice. Like, that is really nice. And it's not, the logo ain't stamped on there, it's embroidered. I'm just saying, right. Sometimes you see stuff that's stamped on there and you wash them 3 times and it's gone. But just saying, that's not gonna happen with them. That's not, or the legs, you done rubbed out the middle of the leg. That's not gonna happen with those. So yeah, make sure you go to the website. But I'm proud of you, girl. I'm proud of you, girl. This is some good stuff. So what's on the horizon for Dee's Fit to Run? So whether it's next week or next year, what's on the horizon for Dee's Fit to Run?
So the launch, of course, November 30th. And then we already set for the conference date, June 12th, June 14th. And the vision is to bring more activities to Dee's Fit to Run Center. So I know we're working on, like, I want a Pilates class. I want chair aerobics, because a lot of people, if they do have bad knees. So what can they do to help? I want to have no excuses for people. So if you say, I can't really do too much, you can sit in a chair and you can move. So I'm researching chair movement fitness instructors so we can have that. And then I'm bringing the hormone balancing lady back, Laura Lee Thomas. I'm working on that, so that'll be within the next maybe month or 2. And then just different things like that and nutritional things. I was just talking to a guy and I really I don't mind having vegan cooking classes, like something like that to kind of get people on board with, we don't always have to eat meat, even though it's in our mind. And I'm bad at that too, because I'm like, well, where am I going to get my protein?
Right.
Besides beans,
right?
But you got to think out of the box, and that's what I want people to think out of the box. And what else can we eat that's good for our bodies? That'll help our bodies. And that's what we got going on. So it'll be a lot, but as we go on, if you want to volunteer and come and help, hey, you are welcome. I do a lot on volunteermatch.com. So if anybody's out there and if you go on that site, I put all of my activities on there. So go on there, look for Dee's Fit to Run, and hey, just come volunteer and help us out. Any little bit of time, hour, 2 hours would work.
All right. And so on the horizon for the Melanin Matters movement, baby, we're making global impacts. And we might end up, if you're not in America, we may end up where you are. But we are going to make a global impact, especially in the Pilates industry, all while shifting the narrative of what Black wellness looks like. And we're going to catch y'all next time.
Yes.
All right, here we are at Dee's Fit to Run, and we're going to actually give you a tour. So Deana's going to walk us through and let us know what's happening. So we are in the
welcoming space. So when you first walk in, you see it's nice and cozy. We have our handbook over to the right that shows you all of the different things that we have going on at D's Fit to Run. And then we have our 2 lounging chairs for you to relax.
Alrighty.
You go to your left, this will always be our registration room where you'll register, you'll get any gift bags or anything like that that you need.
Okay.
Our next room, which is awesome, we have it set up for Pilates. It could be a Pilates room, it can be chair exercise, it can even be your food room. So whichever you like, but it fits well for Pilates.
Okay.
And now we have, go to your left, we have our informational table that you'll always see with different information on there. And if you look further, you can see the kitchen area, which we have a sink, microwave, and a refrigerator. You can go in there, it's just like a regular kitchen.
Nice, nice. Full kitchen.
Full kitchen.
All right.
You keep going, and then to the left will be my office. And then as you scan, this is the larger room. It fits comfortably about 60 people to tables and 100 chairs if you just want chairs. And you see we have a TV that is set up for you to connect to your computer.
All right.
And when you come in this room, this can be used for different things. You can use for a small side conversation room, a storage room, however you want to do it, but you just have availability to do that.
Okay.
Same thing with this second room. So it's about a little bit smaller, but you can fit about 60 chairs in here, and you can have side conversations, side discussions.
Okay.
And then this corner is always like what we call our photo corner, where we always have things set up where you can take photos. So this will be decorated. However, for the Swagging launch, it will be decorated for that, but we have different colors for that.
Okay.
And then move on, we do have a coat closet. So you can always have your coats, shoes, however you want to do, have that hung up in there.
Nice.
And then we always have our little extra chairs. And then of course for safety, you got your fire extinguisher.
All right.
And we're back to the front. Thank you for joining us, and I hope to see everybody soon at the D's Fit to Run Center.
Thank you for watching. If you found value in this video, please interact with us by liking, commenting, and sharing with others who you feel may also benefit from it. Until next time, peace and many blessings.